if you're watching this video to begin with, let me offer my condolences. I'm very sorry that your tire is flat. But let me try to make this as easy as possible for you. So you're going to want to get the tools out of the front passenger seat. You pull this little plastic thing off and they're right there for you. This is a bolt that you have to undo. Just twist it to the left until your tools come out. And it will come out, don't worry, it takes a while, but they'll come right out. And then the jack right here and the necessary tools will slide right out. Now, continue on to the rest of the video, and you'll be on the road again in no time. Alright, I want to make a quick video to show you how to replace a tire on a Dodge Ram 1500 from 2010. And I had to do this last night at midnight, and nobody wants to replace a spare tire, but it was a particularly bad time, and I spent 1 hour trying to lower the spare. And let me show you why. Still have my tools in the back from yesterday. So what they give you are a jack, a few of these metal pieces that go together, a tire wrench, and this piece which has a hook on it. And these, I'm doing this with one hand, so bear with me. So there are these three pieces that are essentially the same, that are exactly the same, and fit together. The only difference is that one of them doesn't have a metal thing that slides in to the next one, because this is the end. But what I have not seen in any other instruction is exactly how to slide these things together. First of all, sorry I forgot to mention this, but if you don't already know where the tools are, they're under the front passenger seat, under here, and you have to undo this bolt right here, and everything comes out. So, what you have to do is, let's see, slide these all together in any way. Actually, sorry, not in any way. Well, there's pretty much only one way that they're going to go together. Basically, you have to leave this one here with no metal button on it at the very end. But I think that's the only way that it could all fit together anyway. So here's what you do. With only these three hooked up together, bring it to the back. Also grab the tire wrench, because you're going to need that as a lever to crank this thing. There's a hole right there, and inside the hole you can, well, you can't really see it on this video. Basically there's a little, actually you can see it, that little white piece right there is essentially a funnel that brings this tool back through into the hole. And what I was completely confused by before was how this thing fit into the back, because they don't tell you in the owner's manual how to do this at all. I thought I was supposed to put this hook through the back, and I tried that and absolutely nothing happened. Then I tried putting this smaller black side through the back, but no. You'll see that there are two types of end pieces. There's this larger one with a little ridge on the top here, and the smaller one. You want to take the larger one with the ridge, the larger hole, stick that through the back. Stick it through the hole there, and it's pretty hard to miss, and it'll hook right into that slot, and it's hooked in there. No matter how you put it in, it'll hook in there. So once you have it hooked in, grab your tire wrench, put it on the end, which is the end piece without any little metal button on it, like so, and spin counterclockwise, and the thing will lower. And I've already lowered the spare because it's on my car right now, but you can see there's this little thing which the spare is held by, and right now I'm cranking very easily, cranking, and it is in fact lowering. Slowly but surely, easily cranking the thing. And this, ladies and gentlemen, took me an hour and a half to figure out when I was on the side of the road because of how unclear the instructions are, and I was really pissed off at the owner's manual. So finally figured it out. Basically the spare is on here. You just got to, once you have the thing down all the way, and you want to crank it down as far as you possibly can so the spare is on the ground, you take this metal piece, slide it up through the center hole of the spare tire, which is pretty easy, and the thing slides right off. And if you're putting it back on, just reverse the process, put this through the center, and this kind of keeps the spare hooked on. So there it is. So once you got that done, you're, so as you can see, I have my spare on. And this is a 2x4, and this part's actually not the part that gave us any trouble. The jacking and replacing the tire was pretty easy. You want to, if you have a 4x4, this is different. And look in the manual, which actually has a decent picture to show you where to put the jack. But if you have a 2x4 like me, you put the jack, here's the tire, there's this sturdy looking metal piece right here, and you're going to want to put the jack right there under this sturdy looking metal piece, which is where it shows you to put it in the manual. And then you just crank the thing. Got to grab your metal bar, and add this hook attachment to the very end. Set up the jack like so. Put it in the right spot under your car. Then hook it into this metal piece where it looks like a hook will go, and then spin it to the left. Will lower it to the, oh sorry, maybe that's wrong. Sorry, I'm trying to do this all with one hand. It's not easy. I mean, it's pretty apparent. Oh yeah, to the right, or clockwise, we'll raise it up. Counterclockwise, we'll lower it. One other tip is that you want to get these bolts off of your tire, whatever tire is flat, before you lift the thing off the ground, or at least loosen the bolts, because once the tire is in the air spinning, you won't have any leverage. And this is actually only for the front tires, and in the back you have to put the jack in a different spot. Also make sure your car is on a flat surface and the parking brake is on, because it could roll away if it's not. The only other piece of advice is that I had trouble getting the actual the tire that was flat, that was on there originally. It was pretty stuck on there, and I literally after the entire process of getting the spare down, and it was like an hour and a half, I got so pissed off that I ended up just kicking the tire, and that is what actually loosened it enough for me to get it off. And so if you have trouble and the tire's in the air and it's not coming off after you got all the bolts off, literally give it a nice couple hard kicks, like some significant kicks, and that should do it. And from there on out, it's pretty simple. Get the bolts back on, tighten them with your hand, then get the tire back on the ground, and then tighten them with the wrench. That's not the part that gave me any trouble, though. That part's very straightforward. If you have any basic idea of how to change a tire, the only part I really wanted to focus on here was the lowering of the spare, which was, at the time, my worst nightmare. So I hope this helps someone, because I couldn't find any other video that even remotely showed me anything that helped. I ended up figuring it out completely on my own, which was very frustrating and yet satisfying when I finally did it. So I hope that some of you out there can find benefit from this video in a tough situation, and best of luck.